happening? Hold on. There we go. Her name is Latina. Right. Latina Washington, 22 years old, and she's a correctional officer. She got pulled over for something so mediocre, something that all she had to do was comply and keep it moving. These police officers wasn't going to, arrest her. They wasn't going to lock her up. Most likely they would have gave her a warning. The worst, a ticket. She managed to make it worse because of entitled. When I'm saying I mean entitled. Entitled narcissistic beings like this one think they can do whatever they want. They don't have to listen to nobody. And we're going to show who partly at fault for this. Because, you got to, when you raising your children, you got to let them know that there's consequences for their actions. You can't go into the defense, especially as grown adults. Your child is a grown adult and you see she's being difficult and you still willing to make it seem like she's in the right. She's always going to have problems. Look, watch this.
Driver, Latina Washington. A 22-year-old corrections officer highlighted significant legal issues surrounding police authority and citizens' rights. The incident began when an officer decided to stop Latina Washington's vehicle on suspicion of violating the window tint regulations. From the outset, Washington refused to allow the officer to check the tint, instead asking him to simply issue her a citation. This behavior not only demonstrated a lack of cooperation, but also had the potential to escalate the situation, raising the question of whether the driver fully understood the officer's authority in this case.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Yeah.
Officer Code QPD, do you have your driver's license? Well, your tint is illegal, so I want to test it and let you know for sure.
Oh, well, I'm not letting you. You can write a ticket.
So you're not going to let me test your tint?
No, sir. You can go ahead and write the ticket. Before me went around in it. But I do have my own registration and everything.
You don't have your driver's license with you?
I'm not sure.
Where y'all headed?
I was going to get my baby sister. Hey, man, I got to get rid of this car. It's the car. It's always a problem. Like, I always think I'm a male. I'm not.
A male? I'm going to have to test your tint?
During the traffic stop, Latina called her father to express her frustration, believing the officer was unfairly targeting her. However, the officer emphasized that her refusal to cooperate could actually be considered obstruction of the investigation, which under Florida law can be viewed as resisting arrest. This is a critical aspect of the law, as it raises important questions about police authority in enforcing the law and an individual's right to refuse cooperation. Despite the officer's efforts to clarify the situation, both Latina and her father persisted in their defiance. Her father, especially, displayed his frustration in an overly dramatic manner over the phone, blindly defending his daughter without acknowledging the officer's explanation.
Not showing the Brad.
It's easy to see how her actions might be influenced, having a father so quick to shield her from accountability.
Can you just roll it up a
Okay,
little?
yes, sir. Let me call my daddy.
Once everyone gets overhead, we'll go through this breaking snap.
Okay. What are you calling him for? No, I have to test it to know where it's at.
I done got pulled over.
Now, this is new because they usually call their mothers. They usually, get all upset and get on the phone and tell the police officers they're calling their mothers. But this time, she's calling her father.
I done got pulled over. And here's all the way black. Daddy, I just got pulled over. He literally went in a neighborhood to pull, like he went in a neighborhood.
There's nothing
waiting for me to
against I
pull
can't
out
do
so
that.
he can jump
That's
behind.
fine.
I don't want him to test my tint. Just write the ticket.
Sir, if she doesn't let me test it, she'll go to jail.
He say if I don't let him test my tint, then I'm going to jail. But this man is literally targeting me. He literally purposely drove through a neighborhood.
Right now, she's resisting this investigation. So if she can't roll the window up,
You can't.
sir,
Where
You don't have to cooperate.
you have
Where
to.
you at?
You have to
I'm at
cooperate.
the same store where I just got a gun pulled at me at. This man got me at the same spot where I just got a gun.
Ask him is that an order?
What does that have to do with this officer here? You got a Roscoe pulled on you before? What does that have to do? They love deflecting. That has nothing to do with it. And this guy, her father, he's the reason for this, this attitude. She don't have to cooperate. Really? Are you setting her up for failure? Maybe you dealing with her mother, you realize that they're not going to cooperate at all because her mother didn't cooperate with you. So you figure, hey, if she's not going to cooperate with you, she's not going to cooperate with anybody. Is this the message? Is this the lesson that you want to leave her with? Something as small as getting your tints tested.
Yes, it's an order. It's a lawful order for you to roll your window up a little bit so I can test it.
I want to let you test.
Then
You can't take her to jail.
Then she'll be resisting the whole investigation. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, because you're not allowing me to do my job.
Okay, listen, she don't have to help you do your job. She don't have to help you investigate. Okay, take her to jail. I'm going to just sue y'all. Do your job then. And we're going to see.
Sue them for what? You could tell this is the rat community. Sue them for what? He always talk about suing. He sound just like one of them. He sound just like one of them. Sue them for what? What are you going to sue them for? Can anybody explain what are you going to sue them for? He's giving her. He actually giving her out. Hey, let him test the tints. He's saying if you don't let him test the tints, you're going to jail. A lot of these situations with the police, I'm not gonna lie. Brad with a badge do be going overboard. But if it wasn't for these cameras, these body cams, right? You would have saw a different narrative for these cases. You would have saw, well, the Brad did this, the this dude with a badge, he did that, Becky with a badge did this. These cameras, they say they for the safety of the public. Yeah, but they also been protecting these officers a lot from these individuals like her making things difficult and then lying about situations.
Can I talk to you and not him?
Crazy.
He said he want to talk to me and not you, but I don't.
And please believe when I say I'm not defending Brad with a badge, but I'm just saying this right here, she's putting herself in this situation for no reason.
I don't feel the need to talk to him. Waiting for me to pull out of that.
That doesn't matter. None of that matters.
You literally did that.
I'm going to test it, and I'll let you know where it's at.
You don't have to cooperate.
Can you just write me the ticket, sir, and we can do it like that?
You can't write you a ticket if you can't test.
Exactly. So now you're making my job impossible.
Exactly. You just made his point. Her father just made a point. He can't write you a ticket unless he tested. Yeah.
That's the definition of resisting.
Failing to comply with a lawful order can be considered resisting arrest, and this is an essential point that every citizen should understand. The law applies not only to the police but also to us, and being aware of law enforcement's authority in such situations can help individuals make more informed decisions. However, the woman named Latina, despite being a state employee and a corrections officer, but seems to lack an understanding of these basic laws. Instead of simply allowing the officer to check her window, she appears to prefer escalating the situation into the tense and complicated issue it has become.
So if you can just roll it up a little bit, I'll test it and let you know. If it's illegal, it's illegal. If it's good, I'm going to let you go.
Tell him call the sergeant. Tell him call the sergeant. I'm heading over there. Tell him call the sergeant.
Okay.
The same place where I just got a gun pulled at me at, Daddy. The same place I just got a gun pulled at me at. This store right here on Spring Hill.
It don't matter. You tell him call the sergeant.
They're being uncooperative with
He's calling the sergeant right now.
I don't know what he's talking about. You don't got to help him with his investigation.
He turned into a neighborhood and waited for me to pull out. Then I tell you too.
So just wait on the sergeant. We need to go.
They swear they gonna have a dope boy when I roll this window down.
747-201. My driver's requesting a sergeant to the stop. And it's dark and an officer's telling you to roll the window up so that they can test it and tell you where it's at, and you refuse to do that.
So you're not working out perfectly.
Okay. So we'll just wait on the supervisor to get here.
Yes, sir. Oh, they can get the dog.
That's not with my. That's not with this stop.
It's fine. I didn't worry about it.
Chick works for the Department of Corrections.
Which one she working?
I don't know, but she ain't rolling her window down so I can do a tint check. I told her it's illegal. Roll it up, right? Oh, you took his Jeff from assistant? Just did. Get a supervisor. It's all right. We'll get a supervisor. She works at DFC. I'm trying to work with her, but
700 November.
Is he allowed to put his feet up?
Put his feet where?
Put his feet up.
I don't care.
No, sir, I'm not.
You on the way home from work?
Just came home from work. She picked me up.
Just wondering because you're in a state of Florida.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what happened.
I'm an officer just like this.
Okay, y'all probably would have been out of here by now if you had just complied.
My dad on the way in the sergeant.
Your dad? Well,
In the
who's your
sergeant.
dad?
It's fine.
Governor or whatever. So
Right.
your dad coming it's not going to stop me from doing my job. Power game don't work with us.
Yes, sir. Understood.
We take an oath to do our job no matter what.
The tint's darker than mine.
Okay.
We know.
Not trying to be a jerk,
We
but
know.
at this point.
Because y'all swear I'm a D-boy. I swear to God, every day I get caught. Every single day. Like last night, I got followed by two.
I was just stopping you because of the tent.
It's always something every single day. Every single day.
Okay, but you can't blame me on
Every
that.
single day. It's the same thing, whether it's a TPD or
They
a
said you were
sheriff, I get
speeding last
followed.
time.
I just got stopped yesterday. I didn't even get stopped. They followed me and then they see my uniform and backed off. Twice.
Uniform because your tent is so dark.
It's okay.
Even if I did
You've
see it.
never seen these windows up, sir.
Yes, I did.
Looking on our, what was we looking on our phone? Like,
Down when she left my house.
Your window was up, sir.
what's your lady?
While the officers were approaching the suspect's grandmother to address the situation, the suspect remained in the car, continuing to call another authority figure. She maintained the belief that the police officers were watching her and looking for an opportunity to arrest her. It seems that Latina may be experiencing delusions, or perhaps her position as a corrections officer has led her to believe that she holds some importance, causing her to think that the police are intentionally targeting her.
Then talk to them, explain it to them because they don't believe what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
please.
you want to talk to her and explain what's going on. It's for the tent, and they're not letting me do my job.
I'm not grabbing a gun, I'm grabbing my phone.
I don't think you're grabbing a gun. Are there any weapons in the car?
Please have a conversation with her. Thank you.
You're the one who's
Building
being carried.
your anyone permanent break.
Hold on, wait. Pull it off. You pulled behind
You
us
pulled in
off
the
the curb.
neighborhood.
Why the hell you wait all the way till we get
Because he
here?
was trying to catch me speeding and I wasn't. Hello? Now I remember that and I came here. And now he said that he couldn't see my uniform because my windows was up, but the windows was never up. So me and Caleb had sat at a stop sign for like 4 minutes and I seen him like doing that. He literally turned out into a neighborhood. So I pulled out, he jumped behind me. And I wasn't seated. So he pulled me over like almost a mile later.
Ma'am, also your rear is illegal, I can tell you.
And
So
now
it's
he's
not
saying
just,
my rear, what's illegal now?
the rear is too dark as well. No, this is too, and I'm about to show you when you should let me do my job. It doesn't have to be like this.
He said now the back window's too dark and all this. If he wanted,
Can I get my other foot now?
he asked me can he move his foot.
Doctor, go. I can get my other foot, your left foot now.
All right, I see you. In this car, bro, I gotta get you a Honda.
If it is, I'll either write her a ticket or give her a warning. Usually I lean towards warnings, but right now she's not letting me do my job at all.
But I'm gonna get pulled because I'm in a Charger though.
No,
I always get pulled
that's not
over
what it
them.
is.
I'm in a Charger. They think I'm a D-boy. This every day.
Are you kidding me? You're getting pulled over because you're in a Charger. When have Chargers been hot? When they first came out? What was that? 06? 2006? I'm not sure what year they came out, but that's the only time I heard people talking about Chargers, 05. 04. Matter of fact, 04. Hemis and the Hemi Chargers. That's the only time. Dodge Charger, Dodge Magnums. Remember those? What is she talking about? They stopping her because she's in a Dodge Charger, and it's D-Boy. Is that what D-Boy's driving? Chargers? She trying to make them sound like they BMWs or Benzes, AMG kitted. She trying to make like she's driving a 7 Series. You in a Charger. You only pulled out not because you in a because of your tints. What do she think she's driving? You know what? She probably thinks she's doing something. They usually in 2002 Honda Accords, the muffler hanging, bald tires, all the check engine lights on, check engine light is on, the tire light is on, the battery light is on, all the lights is on the dash. So I guess this is a serious upgrade for her to think like that.
Because of the windows.
You think that he pulled you over because it was you? How dark the windows are.
My window was never up, sir. You keep saying that.
For all I knew, you were 80-year-old grandma. I had no idea. I figured you would let me go ahead and get you out of here.
Sergeant on the way.
Huh? He's on the way. Explain to you the illegal versus the legal tint level in the state of Florida. 28% if I didn't explain it.
This is the first time they tell you about the tint.
When the sergeant that Latina requested arrived on the scene to clarify the situation, the initial responding officer explained to the sergeant what had transpired. After hearing the full story, the sergeant reiterated that Latina was refusing to comply with a lawful
Look at her on the phone. On the phone.
order. This detail illustrates that in a traffic stop, the presence of a higher-ranking officer does not change the authority that the initial officer had from the start. Instead, it often brings clarity to tense situations while also highlighting that citizens need to understand that failing to comply with police orders can lead to serious legal consequences.
We'll just hang out. I'll talk to the sergeant.
You're just upset right now?
So I stopped this vehicle for tint violation. I want to use my
Maybe you're going to work in a special event. Yeah, a special
explain to her
event
she's
at
not allowing me to do my
correctional
job.
facility.
She wants to speak to a sergeant. I deferred to that. I want you to talk to her, explain the situation.
Can't really get
I told her her dad doesn't have any involvement in that.
Okay, ma'am, I see you're a correctional officer. If you get arrested, I'm pretty sure you won't. For window tint, you have to roll the window up. It's a lawful command. If you fail to obey a lawful command, you'll be arrested. Citizen, you need to do that. I'm just saying, you have a significantly more powerful consequence of getting arrested.
According to the Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution, everyone has the right to be protected from unreasonable searches and seizures. In the state of Florida, stopping a vehicle based on suspicion of illegal window tinting can be legal, as Florida law clearly defines permissible levels of window tint darkness. If the police are unable to see inside the vehicle due to excessively dark windows, this may lead to reasonable suspicion of a violation of the window tint law, Florida statute section. In this case, if the police stop the vehicle solely because of the dark windows and this constitutes a violation of the law, they may not be violating the Fourth Amendment. Law enforcement has the authority to stop a vehicle for inspection if there is a reason to believe the vehicle is violating safety regulations or traffic laws. If the driver disagrees and believes that the stop is unlawful, they have the right to challenge the police's actions in court. The final decision will depend on whether the court finds that the police had justifiable grounds for stopping the vehicle. In this case, the court may conclude that the officer had reasonable grounds to believe that Latina's window tinting was illegal and, therefore, the order to raise the window for a tint check did not violate the Fourth Amendment.
I understand. Most people don't.
Why would they tint windows dark if they know you? Why would they sell you the car and they know the windows?
It's getting arrested for resistance. She's not complying.
Well, I have a right also, right? I have a right to not permanent myself, right? I don't want to get my tints tested.
That's not an option. By driving, you forfeit certain rights. When you pull you over for a traffic violation, let's say you're speeding. Because once you drive, you basically have implied consent that I agree to the rules.
That's not even the same thing.
It's the same thing. It's a traffic violation.
Well, Tina, they just want to test it. Just let them test it.
Worst case scenario,
and
the
then
tint.
deal with it later.
Yeah, the tint's a ticket. You don't get arrested for that.
Because you already.
However, failure to obey a lawful command, I'm chargeable with offense in the state of Florida.
Yeah, he's gonna give you a warning.
No, we're not doing a warning now.
What is
Now, if it is a violation, then it's a ticket.
He is running out of chances because we cannot sit here all day and wait for her to
with the ticket, you can
You're taking
go
child
to
to court.
court.
Yes.
So you'll know what you're dealing with.
You can always fight it,
Yep.
But you probably have to get a lawyer.
Explain that this is a lawful command. I explained that failing to be a lawful command will lead to your arrest. Are you going to roll the window up so you can test it, or are you going to get arrested?
It's gonna lead to my arrest.
Yes, I am.
Tina, who are you talking to? I'm just saying, who are you talking to? Who are you asking?
Ma'am, I will give you 30 seconds to make her.
Tina, who are you talking?
25 seconds.
Why am I getting a job?
Latina ignored everything that the police and her grandmother said, firmly believing in her own convictions and thinking she had the right to do so. This defiance ultimately led her to bring about the worst possible outcome for herself. As the officer was arresting the suspect, a few strangers, believed to be acquaintances of Latina, arrived at the scene. These individuals displayed an attitude of discontent and also claimed that Latina had the right to refuse the window check under the Fifth Amendment.
The rest of the rat community. I'm telling you, it's the rat community. You don't know what's going on over there. You don't know what's happening. You just pull up with your phone and you're over here trying to save a correctional officer. That's what they trying to do. Who have joy in watching them locked up inside a jail, or else why would they do it? Seriously, who wants to be a correctional officer? Who wants to watch inmates all day? What type of job is that? You're in jail too. So why would she want that? Why would she want that job? Why would she want to do that? Because that's typically what dudes do. You know, what males do. They typically do those type of jobs. Oh, you know why? To get closer to the rat community. Get taken on a couple of tizzy tours. Bring in some contraband. And that's why they probably over there.
Stay tuned to see what these so-called legal experts have to say to justify her actions.
Resisting. Listen, don't ruin your career over a Windows scent.
Listen, 5 seconds.
Okay, go get it.
This officer right here, him right here, he's giving us some sound advice. You think she's going to listen to him? Absolutely not. He's telling her, hey, don't ruin your career. Don't ruin your bread and butter over this situation here.
He has it right here, bro. You
have to roll the window up, man.
If you roll it up, I want to test it.
All right.
Roll it up here. I want to test it if you roll it up.
All right, now this. Roll it up and go to jail. Take her to jail. All right, we're done with this. You're under arrest. You're under arrest, ma'am.
We've been begging her.
Again, had she rolled the window up, this would have...
I was trying to.
Oh, no, don't start crying now.
I was trying to talk.
Really? I'll explain to you. Like,
y'all got other stuff y'all could be doing right now.
Let's go to that side.
If you don't know if you advise real today.
Do you have anything on you?
No, I don't.
Makes no sense. I agree that this makes no sense at this point. But you push it this far instead of just rolling the window down.
Explain to her, look, you have to roll the window up to test for the tint. Once you start driving a car, there are certain things you agree to by driving the car. You got to present your driver's license. It's never an option.
You don't have to roll it down. It's a Fifth Amendment right.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No.
Test that.
Okay, yes, sir.
And then you would have been
Okay.
like, I don't get it.
What she's under arrest for right now is I roll the window up so we can test it. Because we believe that it's
So
down the
listen, this my whole thing, right? If you're not going to give a warning, right?
We're not giving her a warning. We told her we weren't giving her a warning. After the fact. Originally it was. Hey, yeah, roll the window up. No issue, no issue.
I give you a warning, get you out of here. She said, no, that ain't happening. She went to calling 30 people. Grandma showed up. I explained to Grandma. Grandma said,
Y'all got people out here killing people. Y'all ain't taking them to jail, but y'all arrested by a window ticket.
They call it.
no. It's nothing to do with us. Sorry that happened. Sure, no.
I'm just stepping out so you can dig in my pants.
You have anything sharp on you?
I'm not.
Ma'am, where do you work, ma'am? Which one? Liberty?
Roll the window up and what?
We got to test the window. I'm going to do that. And she's still going to get a ticket for that if it's in violation. Yes, I know, but we still have to test the...
Okay, so just give him a ticket and let him go.
I'm tired of trying to explain this.
Do you have anything else on? Go check your
I have nothing.
We have to check. Is that your boyfriend in the car? All right, I'll have you sit down in my car first. Go ahead and put your foot in. I'll get them for you. I gotta do it. Are you done the course?
Hold on, I'm finna. Never mind.
5%.
Okay.
Okay. It's illegal.
Okay, we already. Okay, we know that.
All right, write the ticket. You can turn the car off now, man. Thanks.
You gave him a lawful command to roll the window up.
He's confused. You want us to take him to jail?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was telling him.
She's been searched. We'll go ahead and take her.
Go ahead and take her, yes, and write her a ticket for tent violation. Hey, is she good with him taking the car?
Latina was taken to the Lyon County Jail for processing, where she was issued a summons for violating window tint laws and charged with a nonviolent resisting arrest offense. After being arrested, the sergeant also contacted the detention center where Latina worked to inform them of her arrest. It's likely that after this incident, Latina will have to say goodbye to her job. Public employees, especially those in positions that involve legal matters, cannot have individuals who lack a proper understanding of the law within their ranks. Latina successfully turned a minor traffic stop into a significant blemish on her record.
Sergeant Rudd, Tallahassee Police Department. We just arrested one of your correctional officers.
Sir. Okay. Y'all press?
She's getting arrested for resisting without violence.
Okay, hang on just a second. Let me write this down.
Pulled over for a window tint violation, and she wouldn't roll her window up so we could test it. And after I convinced her that just roll the window up so we can test it and you can be on your way with, at worst, a ticket, she refused, gave her the option, like, all right, you can either roll the window up and let us test it, or we can arrest you and then roll the window up and test it. She didn't want to roll the window up, so we arrested her, and we tested the window, and it wasn't legal tint, but, so she's getting...
Okay. So they would not cooperate with a window tint check, basically.
This incident was not just a routine traffic stop. It served as a lesson about power and responsibility in law enforcement.
Now, let's go back, right? Hold on 1 second. Right here.
Involve legal matters, cannot have individuals who lack a proper understanding of the law within their ranks. Latina successfully turned a minor traffic stop into a significant blemish on her record.
Tallahassee Police Department. We just arrested one of your...
Do you hear that?
She did with him taking the car.
You see that?
Latina was taken to the Lyon County Jail for processing, where she was issued a summons for violating window tint laws and charged with a nonviolent resistance.
What I want to say about this, right? Follow what I'm about to say to y'all. Follow what I'm about to say to y'all, right? You know, one thing about dealing with them, they always talk about looking for a guy that's going to pay all the bills. You know, first of all, that's not happening. They don't believe the hype. Nobody's paying their bills. 77% of all women work and contribute to the bills being paid. So that's out of question. So whoever she's with, whoever most women are with, they're splitting the bills. They're splitting the bills. Half on, car insurance, half on rent or mortgage, half on, utilities. It's just half. So, can you imagine, right? Especially young, because she's 22. You're a young man. You're in a relationship with her. You have a job. She has a job. Y'all both contribute to the household. And then you find out that the woman that you're with decided to crash out because she didn't want to let the police officer test the tints. She ends up getting arrested, and then she ends up losing a job over that arrest. Now, what happens? Is more money coming into the house or more money going out of the house? Now, she don't have a job. We know that they don't, save any money. They just blow their money on, whatever they can to whether it's a car note with 13% interest rate or hair and nails, whatever it is, weave, whatever it is they spend their money on. So they live in paycheck to paycheck, but that paycheck is still contributing to the household bills. You're paying your half and she's paying her half. Now that she's locked up, your half is the only one coming in. Matter of fact, your half has to go towards her bail, right? If she receives a bail, if she don't and she gets, let go, but she got to come back to court, you got to pay for a lawyer. She don't have a job anymore. Or maybe her father pays for the, he the one who, supported this behavior. He added fuel to the fire when it came to this behavior. So maybe, but all in all, it still comes down to you paying for the bills because she decided to crash out. Now, since you're paying for the bills, right? Since you're the one paying for the bills, not because she got fired, not because they had to let her go, not because of any of that. It's because she decided to crash out. Now, since you're paying all the bills, right? Would it be foul of you decide to get up, move out, and get your own place and let it stay there? No, it wouldn't be. It would not. I tell you not to deal with them anyway, but if you dealing with them, you decide you don't want to live there anymore. You pack your stuff, you move out, you get your own place. Is that wrong? Let her stay in that place. If she want to continue to stay there, find a way to pay for it, but you're not paying for it. Matter of fact, you're going to get a smaller place because you got a bigger place because it's both of y'all. You're going to get a smaller place. And guess what? You're going to pay around the same amount of rent that you were paying for a smaller place than when you was in that place with her. And guess what? You don't have to deal with her. You don't have to worry about her crashing out. Everything is on you. You don't have to worry about her coming up with her, and she's always late anyway. You got to remind her all the time. Hey, listen, the rent is due. The cable bill is due. I got my half. What's up with you? You always got to remind her anyway. So now you move out, and now you go somewhere else, and guess what they're going to be saying to you? Oh, you abandoned her. No, she abandoned him. She abandoned him. By crashing out. This was very small. This was very small. And for all you out there, don't ever pay attention to this paying 100% of the bills. Like I said, 77% of all women pay the bills. If you paying the bills, all the bills, what she's doing is either two things. And it doesn't help you. She's either saving up all her money while you paying all the bills. She's either saving up all her money to make an exit whenever she gets bored of the relationship. Now she got a little nest egg she can leave with, and you stuck with paying the bills. You have no nest egg for you to get up and have a brand new start. You're left just how she wanted you. Broke. But they generally don't do that. They generally don't do that. You're paying all the bills, and she's blowing all her money on clothes. She's not investing. She's not saving. She's blowing it on clothes. She's blowing it out on going out all the time. If you're going out constantly every weekend, sometimes even twice a week, couple of $100 here, couple of $100 there, that could add up to a couple of grand a month. A month. A couple of grand a month. You're paying all the bills and she's having a great time. Maybe even spending some of that money on Pookies. No. She pay her half, because if you decided to leave or she decided to leave, wherever she goes, she's going to have to pay. She's going to have to pay. Where's she going to live at? For free. I mean, you got Section 8, you got the government. But if she don't have any of that, she has to pay. So yeah, whether you there or not, she still got to pay her half of the rent. Anywhere she goes, she got to pay rent. Even on Section 8, they got to pay rent. Got to pay something. There's no free entirely. So she still got to pay. So instead of you listening to all these channels telling you got to pay it all, no. No, you don't. Pay your way. She pay her way. And that's how you end up building as you get older. Everybody contributes. But there's no contributing when you decide to crash out and you lost your career because you didn't want to do what the police officers told you to do, which is strange because you're an officer yourself. That's crazy, right? You're an officer also. Corrections officer, but officer nonetheless. Nonetheless, you're still an officer. So you would think she would have more respect for them being an officer herself, but no. Because in that rat community, doesn't matter who is talking to her. She is right, and there's nothing you could do about it until you put the cuffs on her. Anyway, salute. Stay in the shadows. One. Peace.